dear students. Welcome to Vignan's Foundation for Science, Technology and Research deemed to be University. I, Dr. MBK Srivani, Associate Professor from the Department of Sciences and Humanities, present here to discuss solid waste management in third unit. Let us see solid waste management. What is meant by solid waste? Can anybody tell? Solid waste means any substance which is used and discarded by us in the form of solid becomes solid waste. The solid waste definitions, what I told you, you can write that, or you can write solid waste means material such as household waste, garbage, example food waste, demolition or constructional waste, yard waste. These are the examples. Or solid wastes are the wastes that are not liquid or gaseous. Or you can say here solid wastes are all the discarded solid materials, just now I told you, which we utilize them and discard them from municipal, industrial and agricultural activities. We use some products in agriculture. After utilization, if we dump or throw, it becomes waste. You can see all of you. Solid waste management, let me discuss. Waste which cannot be transported with water and finds its way into the dustbin. That is solid waste. Includes all the solid and semi-solid wastes arising from the human and animal activities except human excreta. We are not talking anything about liquid waste treatment. We are talking only about solid waste management here. Municipal solid waste management. Please keep it in your mind. What are the components? Refuse, all putrescible and non-putrescible solid wastes. Don't give human waste. Garbage, example food and cooking waste. Rubbish, combustible and non-combustible waste. Trash, combustible rubbish. You can see classification of solid waste. Say here municipal waste, example food waste, rubbish, street sweepings. These are the examples. Industrial waste, you can give examples rubbish, ashes, construction and demolition waste. Hazardous waste, chemicals, explosives, flammables. These are the examples of hazardous waste. Okay. Now, what are the effects of this solid waste pollution? If you want to treat them properly, what happens to our environment? Let me tell you. The first one, rats. See, wherever the waste is there, these rats, cockroach, flies, everything will come. So, what they will do? Rats, depending on the solid waste, may cause different types of diseases. Okay, one disease that is plague, salmonellosis, okay, trichinosis. These are the examples. Obnoxious odor pollutes the air on decomposition of waste. If waste is there, decomposition takes place and the odor comes. Bad odor will come. Nauseous fumes on burning of wastes. So, some toxic fumes will come out along with the waste and causes pollution. Surroundings lose its aesthetic view. I told you what is the meaning of aesthetic. Means beauty of nature, that is lost because of this waste. Next, diseases. See, if waste is there, bacteria will grow. We get number of diseases. Not only ourselves, all the organisms will get. What are the diseases? Dysentery, bacillary dysentery, you can write. Diarrhea means loss of water in the form of motion or vomiting, loss of water from our body. Okay, this is one symptom actually. So, it may result in human from food and water contamination through flies. Because of this contamination, if waste is there, contamination increases and we get bacterial and viral diseases. Okay. Now, the crops and the water also gets polluted, which may result in jaundice, foodborne disease or waterborne disease. If the food is contaminated, we get this jaundice. Next, cholera, which is the bacterial disease, example, jaundice, viral disease. Next, other diseases, gastrointestinal diseases are quite common. Now, let me discuss the definition of solid waste management. What is meant by solid waste management? It is defined as application of techniques. We apply some technique that will ensure it gives guarantee the orderly execution of the function of collection, processing and disposal of solid wastes. These are very important in solid waste management. What are the three important basic functional elements? Like first one, collection, second one, processing, means treating the waste. There are many methods to treat this waste. After treatment, we dispose the waste. So these three are the important steps in solid waste management. See, this is solid waste. Different types of this plastic, cardboard, paper, aluminium, all are shown in this waste. Now you can see stages of solid waste management. Listen students, suppose if the question is like this, to discuss about solid waste management, then you write these steps. Sometimes he will ask you to explain only disposal methods. Then no need to explain these steps if they ask disposal methods. Right? Now let me tell you the steps or stages of solid waste management. First one, you know, generation of the waste depends upon the population, depending on our lifestyle, depending upon the place, season, the waste generation depends. Comes. Okay. Now, on-site handling. Handling of the waste exactly at the point of generation. That is on-site handling. Here, on-site processing. This is in the second step. It is not compulsory. It may be done or may not be done. On-site processing. Processing helps to improve the efficiency of the waste. Now, the third one, collection and transportation. Wherever the waste is dumped or thrown, that waste is collected with the help of containers. Vehicle with container system are there. They will collect the waste or they will dump the waste in one particular area. They come and collect and take the waste to the disposal site or for treatment or for separation. That is collection of the waste and transportation. Next one, they use some vehicles to transport this waste. Now this one is processing. What I told you in the processing, what is the main aim of processing? To reduce the volume of the waste. There are some methods in processing that helps to reduce the volume of the waste up to maximum extent. Otherwise, we cannot dispose the waste. It is very difficult to dispose the waste. And it also helps to improve the efficiency. Efficiency of the waste can be improved in processing. After this, we go for disposal methods. Let me discuss the disposal methods. Solid waste disposal methods. See, what are the different methods here? What is the first one here? Land filling. You can also discuss incineration, pulverization, pyrolysis and composting. You just mention like this. These are the different solid waste disposal methods. You can also write in another one, that is disposal at sea. Land filling, incineration, pulverization, pyrolysis, composting, disposal at sea. Every disposal methods have merits and demerits. There are disadvantages and advantages. If the disadvantages are there, we have to take some measures to control that problem. That's all. Okay. The first one is, you can see here, land filling. It is called dumping area. We take the waste, we dump the waste. We construct some pit and we dump the waste. Okay, so that's simple explanation. That's why I told you it is called dumping area. Solid wastes are carried, dumped into low-lying areas. Refuse means the waste. It is filled up or dumped in layers. In the form of layers, they will construct like this, and that waste is dumped in the form of layer like this. In the form of layers, the waste is dumped. Okay. Next, which is of 1.5 meters waste each layer, and each layer is covered by good earth soil of at least 20 centimeters thickness, which is rich in microbes. One layer they will dump, they will cover with soil. So each layer, I told you, it is having more microbes. Some layer of the soil is covered after this refuse layer. Refuse is not directly exposed. That's why we are dumping. We left for 7 days. After 7 days, we will fill the next layer. Understood? See, that's why each is left for 7 days before starting the filling of the next layer. Insecticides like DDT must be sprayed. I told you some disadvantages are there that we have to take action and we have to do something to control it. The DDT must be sprayed on the top to prevent the breeding of mosquitoes and flies. Wherever waste is there, all these mosquitoes and flies will come. To avoid that, we will use this DDT, insecticide. Next, refuse gets stabilized in a period of 2 to 12 months. You take 12 months and settles down. 20 to 40% of its original weight is reduced because degradation takes place inside. Low-lying area can be used as parks and recreational spots. So we do this, we dump this waste. After dumping, we can use that as recreational spot. It helps to increase the fertility of the soil. The waste is degraded. If any problem occur, we take some precautions to control the problem. This is landfilling. Landfilling is modified to control the problem, which we call it as sanitary landfills. Nothing. We are using some methods to eradicate the problem and we have given the name sanitary landfills. Right? So this is very simple, economical. Skilled labor is not required. These are the merits. It is not costly and the separation of solid waste is not required. No byproduct. So these are the merits. What are the demerits? See, for everything demerits are there. Okay. Large area is required. Foul odor will come. Covering with good earth soil may be difficult in some case. Use of DDT causes, it's an insecticide. So it results in pollution. Pesticide pollution. Formation of leach 8 is formed. These are some of the demerits. You write, if they ask merits and demerits, then you write. Right? Now coming to the second one, that is incineration. Burning of solid wastes is properly designed. In properly designed furnace, we will burn the waste. We use or apply more temperature so that the waste can be converted into ash. Maximum volume can be reduced here. Incineration. So now, when suitable dumping land area and sea areas are not possible, we use this incineration technique. Combustible garbage, rubbish and dead bodies of animals are only burned. For this also there are some disadvantages which you have to take action and control it. We use 670 to 1000 degrees centigrade of temperature here. Final products are ashes. I told you it is converted into ash if we apply that much temperature. So this some byproducts, that means the ashes and the clinkers which are formed, these can be used as low grade concrete or road material. That means we don't want to waste anything, we use it. Merits, pathogens are killed. Biological agents which causes, because we are applying more temperature, right? Pathogen means biological agent which cause disease, that is killed. No odor, no dust nuisance. Some revenue can be generated by raising steam and selling clinkers. Some amount we get. What are demerits? High initial cost, nuisance of smoke and ash due to improper functioning, skilled labor is required. These are the demerits of incineration. This is incineration plant, you can see here, this picture. Next one, pulverization, grinding, pulverize, grinding here. Solid waste is pulverized in grinding machine so as to reduce its volume and change its physical character. Thus it becomes odorless and it is not attractive to insects. It is further disposed by landfilling. This method is quite costly. It is not recommended in our country, but pulverization means we grind the waste. After grinding we can dispose this waste. That is the pulverization. That's all. If you are mechanical engineering, you will go in detail about this pulverization, or if you go to core. See here what they will do, whatever these combustible constituents are present, they are heated in a specially designed chamber known as pyrolysis reactor. So it is different from the incineration. The wastes are treated at very low oxygen content in pyrolysis. It is different from incineration, please remember. Here they are using 650 to 1000 degrees centigrade of temperature in an oxygen-free environment. It is endothermic process. It differs from conventional. That means I told you incineration is different and this is different. This is an endothermic process, destructive distillation, this pyrolysis. See, merits and demerits, whatever we explained in incineration, right? The same merits and demerits you can also discuss here. Composting, we learn in school. One of the best method, whatever the degraded material is there, no, organic waste, this is digested in the absence of oxygen or in the presence of oxygen. How the compost is prepared? The organic material, that means the waste material we take, that is digested in the presence of oxygen or absence of oxygen, and it is converted into humus and stable material. That is called compost. We even buy the compost and use, or we can prepare in our house compost. There are three methods of composting. What are the three methods of composting? You can see here, this is first one, composting by trench method. The second one, windrow method. Windrow method. Third one is mechanical method. First one, trench method. Second one, windrow method. Third one is mechanical method. In these three, the best method here is mechanical method, because within few days we are able to generate compost. Let me tell you, trench method. Here, the trench of about 4 to 10 meters long, 2 to 3 meters wide and 0.7 to 1 meter depth are excavated. We construct trench. The solid wastes are dumped in layers. So, the solid wastes are dumped in layers of 15 centimeters and sandwiching by 5 centimeters layers of night soil. Night soil means fecal material. Animal excreta you just give. One layer of the waste, animal excreta. Why we are using animal excreta here? It consists of microorganisms. It is rich in microorganisms. So what happens? Biological degradation takes place and heat is generated here. Temperature is produced and pathogenic bacteria is killed. Let me tell you now. Okay, so what we will do here? We construct the trench which is 4 to 10 meters long, 2 to 3 meters wide, 0.7 to 1 meter depth. And here we dump the solid waste in layer which is covered with the animal excreta or night soil. Next, layers of good earth soil of about 5 to 7 to 5 centimeters are spread on the top to prevent the spread of insects and flies. Some good earth soil is also sprayed. We take some precautions to control the problem. That means spread of insects and flies. Within 2 to 3 days, I told you, if we are using this night soil, animal excreta, it is rich in microorganism. What happens after 2 to 3 days? Biological activity takes place and organic material destroyed. That means degradation takes place. Temperature is released here. I told you, temperature is released during this process that kills whatever the pathogenic forms are present in that area. After 4 to 5 months, the waste gets completely decomposed and produce compost. That means here we are producing compost within 4 to 5 months. This is one method. What is the next method I told you? That is open windrow method. Here I will tell you little bit same procedure here. We are giving aeration treatment here. We will turn the waste up and down and we will give aeration treatment. So within less time compost can be produced in this windrow method. Okay. The coarse organic material is first removed from the solid waste. It is dumped on the ground in the form of, they just simply dump on the ground in the form of 5 to 10 meters long, 1 to 2 meters wide and 1 meter high piles in the form of heap. Okay, so piles, and at about 60% moisture content is also present in this. Each pile, the waste, the pile means it will be like this, they will just dump, and each pile is covered with the night soil. What is night soil? I just now told you. Animal material, animal excretory material. See, the procedure is little bit same. Due to intensive biological activity, we are using microorganisms, so biological reaction occurs, 75 degrees centigrade of temperature is formed and it kills the pathogenic organisms. Piles are turned upside down for regular cooling and proper aeration. This is the other thing they are doing. Because of this regular cooling and aeration, within 4 to 6 weeks we can produce compost. 4 to 6 weeks we can produce compost. Clear for you? The last method here is, what is last method? Mechanical method. I told you mechanical method is best when compared to this trench method and windrow method, because the wastes are digested in vertical or horizontal cylinders with continuous stirring. Within 1 week we can produce the compost here. See, that's why the two methods are time consuming. Just now I told you. Here, processes and operations in mechanical composting. What are they? Reception of waste, segregation of waste. See, these are some of the methods which we use here. Pulverization I told you. Stabilization and stabilized mass for market. Grinding, continuous stirring, turning. Okay. Stabilization is carried out in a specially designed pits or cylinders. I just now told you, vertical or horizontal closed digesters. The stabilized brown humus is collected, sieved and sold in the market. Within 7 days we are able to produce the compost in this method. Clear for you? Mechanical method. The last one here is disposal in the sea. You can see here, disposal in the sea is the last one. See, whatever waste is there, that waste they will pack in the containers and they will dump. See, it includes coastal dumping of the wastes in some areas, especially coastal areas. It is quite simple and cheap method but causes pollution. See, if you want to treat anything and you simply dispose, it results in pollution and it becomes a threat to the aquatic environment. Choice of disposal method, uncontrolled dumping is the cheapest and simple method, but it is unhygienic and results in nuisance of flies and insects. Land filling can be adopted when large areas are available and groundwater tables are low. Incineration is costly but kills all the pathogens. See, for every disposal methods, there are some disadvantages. Now what they will do? They are just taking some proper action to control the problems. Disposal into the sea may be confined to only some coastal countries. Manual composting is cheaper and revenue is also obtained. Last one, mechanical composting requires less area, more preferred, and it is eco-friendly even. You can see this picture, all of you here. This shows the trench method. See how they dumped the waste. They constructed trench and they dumped the waste. You can see the next one, windrow turner. I told you they will give aeration treatment. This shows the windrow turner used on maturing piles at a biosolid treated sewage sludges composting facility in Canada. This is an example in Canada. They are using this windrow turner. See this one, windrow method. See how they are doing. I just now see how they dumped the waste in the form of pile and all I told you. See, this is series of rotary screen. We call it as trommel, mechanical screening machine used to separate materials. This is the machine they use and they separate the materials. The next one is recycling. I did not tell you. One of the most important, we always discuss about recycling. What is this? Reusing some components of the waste having economic value. Whatever the products are there, discarded products, we convert them into reusable material, that is called recycling. That's why how you will define recycling means the process of converting waste into reusable materials is called recycling. What are the basic phases in recycling? First one, what you will do? Collection of waste materials, their processing or manufacturing into new products. The basic phases in recycling or collection of waste. Wherever the waste is there, we just collect it, their processing, treat it or manufacturing, make it into new products, and the purchase of those products which may themselves can be recycled. Some of the examples, whatever wastes are there, you treat it and use. We are using agricultural waste. Slaughterhouses, you know what are slaughterhouses? Means they will kill the birds, animals there, that flesh, that blood, skin, they will just dump. Okay, that is a slaughterhouse. So that blood can be used. Utilizing slaughterhouses means instead of wasting that, we can use to do research, that blood and whatever flesh is there. Medicine from agricultural waste, fly ash as bricks, silk industry waste as poultry feed, whatever waste produced in sericulture, cultivation of the silk moth, that cocoon after removing silk, that one, that is rich in protein. pupa and all, dead pupa. So that can be used as poultry feed. That powder we can use because it is rich in protein. Heat and electricity from plastic waste utilizing aquatic weeds. You can give many examples. Recycling of paper and all you are giving, no, in addition to that you also give these examples. Some soil, we can say mud from aluminum industry, okay, that can be used in construction activities. Whatever the waste is produced, we can treat and use it instead of throwing or dumping. That much important role the recycling is facing today. Reduce, recycle and reuse is very important. We always talk about 3R technique. Okay, so reduce, recycle, reuse. We say 3 R's. Now the last topic, that is control measures of urban and industrial wastes. This is equal to solid waste management. I told you disposal methods. Okay, so that control measures of urban and industrial wastes means the same whatever I used some disposal methods that you can discuss in it. See, the same is repeated here. Source reduction, wherever the waste is coming at that particular area we have to take proper actions. That is source reduction. One of the most important way to control waste, it can be done by using less products. Instead of producing more products, more waste is produced, right? When making products, better to reuse the products on site and designing products or packaging to reduce their quantity. So wherever the waste is producing at the particular area, at the particular source we have to recover. Then automatically the problem can be controlled. The waste generation can be controlled. Recycling I already told you. So reusing some components of the waste. I already discuss this recycling and give examples. Disposal methods also you can use. I told you in solid waste management. What are the methods? Incineration, landfilling, composting. That means how to control that waste. We are using all these techniques. These are some of the references which I have taken from the website. Thank you one and all for listening this lecture. In this video, I covered solid waste management, solid waste disposal methods, recycling, control of these industrial and urban wastes. Thank you.